Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? Good morning to you guys on the West Coast and Central time zones. Good afternoon to everybody on the East Coast. What's up, guys? Figured I'd come back on here and hang out with y'all for probably about a half hour or 45 minutes before all the afternoon games start. See if I can help anybody out with some last minute fantasy football advice. And just to kind of talk about the games going on today. So, what's up, guys? Happy Sunday. NFL football is back. Unfortunately, not for my Patriots. We have a bye week this week, so the Pats are off. So, no football for Patriot fans this week. But once again, good morning to all of you on the West Coast and Central time zones, and Mountain Time as well. And good afternoon to you guys on the East Coast. About 15 minutes to noon here on the East Coast. So technically still morning if we're splitting hairs. But welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome in. Hope all y'all are enjoying your Sunday mornings or Sunday afternoons. See if I can just turn my microphone volume up just a tad for you. Mic volume's got to come up just a little bit. Hey, what's up, Bosco? What's up? Yeah, there's some good games today. There's some good games today. There's going to be some good ones. Detroit Chicago should be a good one, even though Matt Stafford isn't playing. That Detroit defense should give Chicago a run for their money. Another good one's going to be Baltimore and Cleveland. That should be a very good game. That should be an excellent game. I'm actually taking Buffalo in that one. What's up, Koo? What's going on? Is Robbie Gould on? I don't know. Let me take a look at that for you. Bosco, I am going to do the Sunday night game and the Monday night game. So Sunday and Monday night. My father's birthday is this weekend, so we're celebrating his birthday tonight. So you probably, or this, I should say this afternoon. So you won't see me this afternoon, this afternoon. I'm probably going to be on for about a half hour, 45 minutes here. And then I will definitely be doing the Monday night game. So Sunday night and Monday night games for me this weekend. You want to watch the Raven game? That's the Ravens and Bengals. The Ravens should beat the Bengals up pretty good. That goes without saying. Let me check on that Robbie Gould thing for you though, Karam. Hold on, man. Let me see if I can come up with anything. Robbie's listed as doubtful. Hey, Zach, what's up, man? What's up? Yeah, he's doubtful for Monday night. I don't see anything about IR yet. So as far as I know, at least as far as the news goes, Robbie Gould is not on IR yet. George Kittle is also doubtful to play that game as well. So Kittle probably not going to play that game as well, from what I'm reading. Yeah, that's big. That's big because kickers this year have kind of caused a some. They've definitely caused some teams some games this year. It's the kicking game has struggled the last couple of years for a lot of teams. But anybody got any last minute fantasy questions, guys? That's what I'm kind of here for. That's what I'm here for. So if anybody's got any last minute fantasy questions, that's what I'm here for you guys. Personally, if I'm picking a defense, if you're in one of those leagues where you stream a defense, I would hey Zach, what's going on, man? I would if I was you guys, I would take the Ravens D. Absolutely, Pat. That's what the background's for, man. We are rolling with the military background with this background, guys. We're gonna roll with this background for tonight and tomorrow. Pat. Hey Pat, that game between the Cowboys and the Patriots, that game between the Cowboys and Pats now, that sucker holds some weight now. Before you guys started to go, before the Cowboys got on a roll there, and the Pats were rolling as well. Now that the Pats took that first L, it's that win, if we drop, if the Patriots drop the game against the Eagles, if they lose the game against the Eagles, because I believe the Chiefs have 3 losses this year, so that Cowboy game between us holds a lot of weight. It does, man. It holds a lot of weight now, especially if the Patriots lose against especially if the Pats lose against the Eagles, then it's really going to hold some weight, because if the Cowboys do beat the Patriots, then both the I believe both of the Chiefs and the Pats will have 3 losses. So it it definitely gonna have a big loss there, a big effect there. So Nick, hold on. Nick says flex Diggs or Latavius Murray. Sean Payton said Murray could still be a Kamara. That's a Nick. That's tough, man. Because Kamara is back. He is gonna play. They did. I'm watching it, and they did say he is gonna play. Um, that's a tough one. Diggs or I would wait. I don't. I would wait to the last minute on that to see what. Hold off as long as you can, man, on that one. If I had to say, if Kamara's on the field and they're gonna play him, if Kamara's on the field and they're gonna play him, then I would point you in Diggs's direction. I would definitely point you in Diggs's direction there. So I would go with Diggs. I would go with Diggs, Nick. That's for sure. What's up, Mario? Mario, what's going on, man? Pat, I'm just saying the Eagles and Patriots game now holds a lot of weight. Yeah, guys. Hey, man, that's what all the Rum Boys are here for, you guys. If you have any fantasy questions, drop them in there, man. We'll do the best. We'll do the best we can. I'll do the best I can to help you out. That was a good question, though. That was a good question, Nick. But I would hold off as long as I could to get as much of a feeling on how Kamara looks. But I would assume if he's playing, Latavius Murray's workload is probably going to be cut in half at the least. So I would steer you towards Diggs. He's been Diggs has been up and down, but I do think he'll have a halfway decent game this week. It's just hard to trust Latavius Murray with Kamara being back. The Gi- uh, the Giants should beat the Jets. The Giants should absolutely beat the Jets. That's definitely going to happen. If you guys if you play daily fantasy, if especially if you play daily fantasy, you should definitely pick up the Baltimore defense. That's true, Bosco. If you play daily fantasy, guys, you should definitely grab the Baltimore D against Cincinnati. You should definitely plug them in. Plug them in. Um, yeah, I did see that, Pat. I did see all of them. They're having a good old time over there in East Rutherford, New Jersey. They're all together, man. That's got to be a hell of a party over there. That Vikings one of the games of the weekend is going to be the Sunday nighter tonight. It should be a good game between the Vikings and Cowboys. I'll be live for that game. Do you trust Daniel Jones as a QB? Do you have any? Who's your backup? Who's your other quarterback? Who's your other quarterback, Ryan? Who else do you have to choose from, or are you doing a daily fantasy league? Watson, go with Watson, man. Are you kidding me? Watson, yeah, go with Watson. Actually, no. Sorry, Ryan. I forgot. Texans are on a bye. My bad. Texans are on a bye. Sorry. No, I would. I apologize for that. Watson's on a bye. Watson's on a bye. So go. Who's on your Ryan? Who's on your waiver wire? Ryan, who's on your waiver wire? Yeah. Who's give me who's on your waiver wire? Oh, you know if the Giants lose, they're gonna be mad as hell. Yeah, give me your waiver wire and I'll try and help you out there. Pat, that's funny, man. That's pretty funny right there. Brian Hoyer. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Because if you don't have a choice, um, Jimmy G's there too. I would trust Jimmy G over Daniel Jones. I would trust Jimmy G over Daniel Jones. I would take Jimmy G. Yeah, take Garoppolo. Plug Garoppolo in there. No, take Garoppolo. Take Garoppolo in that one. Take Jimmy G in that one. That's going to be a good game too, man. Yeah, I know Ryan, but Daniel Jones has ball security issues, man. Ryan, I would still take Jimmy G. I would still take Garoppolo in that one, even though he is playing against the Seattle defense. The Seattle secondary, Ryan, the Seattle secondary is beatable. Is definitely beatable. So I would go Jimmy G in that one. I would definitely go Jimmy G. Oh, the Niners could possibly lose, Pat, but I still think Garoppolo would perform well. I still think Garoppolo is going to get you more points than Daniel Jones. I do. And the Raiders already played. The Raiders already played. Yeah, but I'd still go with Garoppolo. I would still go with Jimmy G. I would still go with Garoppolo. A must start running back too is if you guys are looking for running must start running backs. Nick Chubb is going to be in that group for sure. Even though he's facing Buffalo, um, I do think Nick Chubb is a must start. When am I doing an Eagles? When am I doing an Eagles hate stream? We could do that. We could do an Eagles hate stream. An Eagles hate week. If you want, we could do that. We'll do that later on. We'll do that later on though. We'll do that later on in the week. If you guys want me to do that, I'll do that. Patrick Mahomes is back. Boswell. I think Rodgers will do just fine today against the Panthers defense. I think Rodgers will do just fine. Yeah, I think Rodgers should do just fine against that Panthers defense. Personally, I think the Panthers defense is suspect. Is suspect. So I think they are beatable, especially in zone. If the Panthers play zone, Rodgers is gonna tear that team apart. Um, if the Panthers play zone defense, Aaron Rodgers is like Brady is just like Tom Brady. Um, Aaron Rodgers will tear apart that zone defense if Panthers play zone, and I don't think they're good enough. I don't think they're good enough to go man to man. I don't think they're good enough to go man to man all game. So I do think they're going to be forced into some zone situations, and I think Rodgers and the Packers should take care of business and beat that team handily. Handily. Let's see, guys. Receivers. Anybody have any issues with receivers or running backs? I would, if I was you guys, I would. If I was you guys, if you could, like I said, if you could stream Baltimore's defense, receivers, I would take. I would if you can get your hands on any of the Dallas receivers, or if you have Dallas receivers, Gallup, Cooper, Witten. I think Dallas receivers could have a big day against Minnesota's defense. Because outside of Minnesota's front seven, I don't have a lot of faith in that Viking D. But the front seven for Minnesota can definitely get after it. Yeah, that Bosco, that's a fact. So if I was you guys, if I had the Dallas receivers, I would definitely start them. Gallup, in my opinion, could have a really big day because I got a feeling that Minnesota's going to try and take Cooper out of the. You're welcome, Pat. Hey, man, no problem. I got you. I would take So because I think that Dallas and Minnesota game is going to be one of the better games of the weekend, but I do think Minnesota's going to try and take Cooper and I think they're going to try and take Cooper and Zeke out of the equation for Dallas. So I think Gallup could have a big game tonight. He could be a really good flex option for you guys. If you have Gallup, you should definitely insert him into a wide receiver 3 or a flex spot there, because I think that's going to be the game plan for the Vikings, is to take the long ball away from Dak and try and stop Zeke. And I think that's going to leave Witten and Gallup open in the flat. And Bosco, Cooper's been playing hurt for a while too. I think he's been Pat 1984. You'd probably know more about this than I would, but Cooper, I don't think he's been 100% for probably 3 weeks now. I don't think Cooper's been 100% for probably 3 weeks. But if you guys got any fantasy questions, drop them in the chat, man. And Cousins, here's the thing, right? Kirk Cousins, look up Kirk Cousins' numbers in prime time. If you guys have a minute or a second, you know what you should do? Look up Kirk Cousins' numbers in prime time, because they're terrible. Kirk Cousins' numbers under the lights, like night games and primetime games and nationally televised games, he's been terrible. Cousins is awful under the lights. Kirk Cousins is absolutely awful under the lights. So I would like I said, that's just a stat that you probably want to that's definitely a stat that you want to pay attention to there. That Cousins is not good under the lights. Decker Hawthorne, hello. How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. If you got any fantasy football questions, bud, you can drop them in the chat. That's what I'm here for, to help you guys out with some fantasy football. Pat, he's trash at he's not good under the lights. Look up the stats. Look up his stats in prime time. They are not good, man. They are most definitely not good. Like they tell it that the numbers don't lie, man. Numbers do not lie. Look them up. They're Kirk Cousins in primetime is awful. Kirk Cousins on a 1 o'clock or 4:25 start is, he could be an all-star. Kirk Cousins under the lights is terrible. So for that game though, I do think I do think that the two receivers that you're probably going to want to focus on in that game are probably going to be Gallup and Witten. I think Dak's going to have to use that safety blanket and Jason Witten a lot this game, because I have a feeling that Minnesota's going to try and get at him early and kind of knock him off his spot. And like Pat 1984 was saying, he's a Cowboy fan, and he was saying that and I've pretty much known it for a while. Even you could just watch the play, that Cooper's not 100%, so they're more than likely going to try and they'll more than likely take Cooper out of the equation and try and slow Zeke down as much as possible with that front seven. So I think the flats and those short routes are going to be those hot routes. Those short routes are going to be wide open for Gallup and Witten. So and maybe even Zeke out of the backfield. Yeah, no, the Cowboys D could be a sneaky good pickup too. The Cowboys defense this weekend, if you guys are one of those, if you're one of those guys that streams a defense and you don't really have a solid defense for your whole team, for your team, and you stream them, if their defense is available, if Dallas D is available, you should definitely. I would definitely. It's worth the risk picking them up. It's a big. It's a risk reward thing, and I do think they could. Dallas's defense could come up big for you guys, just because one, like I said before, the Cousins is terrible in prime time, and he's. Pat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he's like 1-6 or 1-7 versus the Cowboys. I think it's something like that. He has had a boatload of trouble beating the Cowboys. So Dallas's D might be a solid grab for you especially if you play daily fantasy. They're another, along with the Ravens defense, I think Dallas's D could also help you out in daily fantasy as well. But once again, guys, if you got any fantasy questions, drop them in the chat. Pat. Well, Cousins is one of those, Pat. You guys play him enough. You know that it's Cousins to me is one of those guys. If you knock him off his mark, he's not going to have a good night. Cousins is definitely one of those guys where if you knock him off his mark, he's not going to have a good night at all. So, I would, once again, I would go with. So 1-6. So once again, guys, the Vikings are 1-6 versus the Cowboys. So Dallas's defense could also be a good pickup for you guys. Another good D, if you can stream them, if they're available for you, is the Saints defense. You could definitely go with the Saints defense versus the Falcons. The Falcons have had a ton of trouble. Falcons D the Falcons team, not just the defense, the Falcons team they've just been a dumpster fire since week 2. They've got a lot of work. They've got a lot of work to do in the offseason. Another good defense that if you guys can grab them up is the Saints defense. That's definitely going to gain you guys some points. Kamara is back. So once again, Kamara is back in that game. Alvin Kamara will be playing tonight. I don't think so, Pat. I doubt that. The Falcons have a ton of work to do. Yeah, they have a chance to win the coin toss, not the game. Yeah, so Saints defense could be another one. Alvin Kamara is a must. Now that he's back in the lineup, he's definitely a must start. Definitely a must start. Michael Thomas is another one that is going to have a huge game tonight. Now that Drew Brees is back under center, it's so all the Saints guys, all the Saints players are definitely going to be back to normal production, and they should absolutely get you a boatload of points tonight. Julio Jones is interesting. He's going to see volume tonight. Jones will see volume tonight because he's basically that whole team. But I do think between Lattimore and help over the top, it might be tough sledding for Julio Jones. I think tonight I think Marshawn Lattimore for the Saints is gonna shadow Julio Jones, and they'll give him help over the top. Outside of Julio Jones, I would not touch anybody in that game. Yeah, outside of Julio Jones, I would not touch anybody in that game. I don't trust anyone on the Falcons team anymore. Yeah, I would definitely not trust anyone on the Falcons team anymore. It's that like I said, the Falcons are outside of Julio Jones. I just would not trust anyone. Decker says Kansas City Chiefs. What about Decker? What about Kansas City? What about Kansas City, man? Offense, defense, what do you got, man? What about Kansas City, bud? There's the Arizona Cardinal game, and the Buccaneer game is going to be a good one too. That's going to be a good football game as well. I think Kyler Murray is going to have another big points night. Big points night for people who have Murray. Kyler Murray's another one I think that's going to have a big points night versus the Bucs. You could possibly see a 20 point night plus from Kyler Murray today. You could definitely see 20. At least I could see 20 plus from Kyler again. I think Kingsbury uses Kyler very well in that system. Every week they're developing more and more chemistry. The running back situation with all three of those running backs for Kyler as a safety blanket, and to help him kind of establish his run and gun offense. I like that. I like Arizona in that game. I definitely like Arizona in that game. I like Murray coming out of there. Any one of those Arizona running backs could get you points. David Johnson is clearly an RB1 or two, probably an RB2. And the other two, I'm drawing a blank, but the other two running backs that they have are easy flex options as well. They could definitely garner you some points. I think that Buccaneer Arizona game, there's going to be a lot of points scored in that one as well. What else, guys? Let's see. What else? Kansas City, Tennessee. That's going to be a good game as well. That will be a good one as well. Kansas City's defense is struggling. They got some work to do. Kansas City has some work to do this offseason for that defense. They're struggling. Having Mahomes back is definitely going to be an offensive boost. That's a definite, but that Kansas City defense is not good. They just you can run all over that D. Derrick Henry, if he I believe he's playing today. Derrick Henry, the Tennessee running backs should have a field day on that Kansas City defense. Because that run defense for Kansas City is not good, to say the least. Anybody else got anything, guys? You got any questions? Need any help picking players over picking certain players over someone else? That's what I'm here for, guys. I will gladly help you out. Boswell, the Falcons are a pure dumpster fire. That is a fact. Yes, they do, Boswell. They definitely do. That's a fact. Decker, do I think that the Chiefs will win the game? You have Mahomes back, so yes. If you're asking me if I think Kansas City will win the game, I do. I do think Kansas City will win the game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I do think Kansas City will win the game. If the Titans are smart, they will run. They will run the football all over that Kansas City defense. But I do think the Chiefs will get the W. I'll give you guys the W. I do think Kansas City gets the W. Mahomes is clearly a better quarterback than anything that the Titans have to offer. I do think KC gets the W in that one. I'm gonna say Kansas City by 10, maybe 10 or 13 points, something like that. But Tennessee does keep it close though. Bosco, they do though. That Mahomes is that whole team. He's the heart and soul of that team. They ask that kid to do a lot. They do. Andy Reid asks Mahomes to do a lot. He does. They do. I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. Mahomes today going to stay in the pocket or be forced to run around? Hey, Alex Sports, what's up, man? What's up, Alex Sports? What's going on? Mahomes should be able to stand in the pocket today. I think he should be able to stand tall in the pocket today. I don't know. that much about Tennessee's defense. I know it's okay. I think Tennessee's D is a middle of the pack. A middle of the pack D. Yeah. Kittle is not playing today. So for those of you guys who don't know, George Kittle is not playing today. So everybody who has a backup tight end or you're more than likely gonna have to play your second string tight end if you have Kittle, because Kittle is not active today, guys. Decker says 7-3. The Chiefs are 7-3. Yeah, see, they have this, yeah. So back to Vance. That's the Vance McDonald. That's not. I mean, it's a downgrade, but it's better than having to pull some guy off the waiver wire, Alex. To be honest. Yeah, no, it's Bosco. That's a good point. That's a good point. So I'll have to keep a lookout on that to see if he has a cleanup surgery. To see if he has a cleanup surgery this off season. I'll have to keep an eye out on that to see how the Chiefs will manage that. I'm gonna be. I'd like to try and see how Mahomes. If I can get to watch any of these games, I'd like to get to see how Mahomes is moving around when he's flushed from the pocket, to see how that knee actually is, because that was a bad injury that he suffered, and then on top of that, I believe he was trying to play through a high ankle sprain. So that's like I said, man, that those knee injuries are tough. Never mind when you're an athlete and you play a sport. Knee injuries in general are tough. But that's it's just they're hard to deal with. That's for sure. They're definitely hard to deal with. But that's a good point though. I'll have to keep an eye on that. I'll have to keep an eye out on that to see how that goes, and see if he actually gets some sort of a cleanup surgery. If anybody's got anything though, guys, please, you're more than welcome to drop your fantasy questions in the chat. We're just kind of talking about the upcoming games and. If you have any fantasy questions, I'll do the best I can to answer them. But once again, if you got them, drop them in the chat, man, and we'll talk about them. Yeah, Bosco, he's been dealing with that high ankle. I think he's been dealing with it all season. Be on the game. What's up, my guy? What's up, bro? What's going on, man? What is going on? Just a little pre-game fantasy football talk and talking about some upcoming games, the 1:00 games. I'm probably gonna get off here in about 15 minutes, guys. But 1:00 games getting ready to get going. We're about a half hour away from the start of the football games this weekend. America, that's right, but we're rolling with the Veterans Day background for today and tomorrow. We will be for the streams. We're rolling with the America background. We got all 5 branches of the U.S. military, and the eagle The eagle with the flag, man. Doesn't get more American than that. Beyond my father's birthday, we're celebrating my father's birthday today. So I will not be streaming any games this afternoon. I will be up and running for the Sunday night game. So tonight at like 8:15, 8:20, I will definitely be up and running for the Cowboys and Vikings game. But all the early games, I'm not going to be able to do. And even the Sunday night game, I might be coming in late on that one, probably at the half. Yeah, more than likely at the half, because like I said, we're celebrating my dad's birthday today, so we're gonna be out and about, hanging out with him, for the afternoon. Monday night though, we are gonna be live. I will be live for the. We are going to be live for the Monday night game. I will definitely be doing that game. So we will definitely be live for Monday night. The Seattle-San Francisco game, we're definitely going live for that one. We will definitely be up and running for that. Wrench Gang in the house. Hey Beyond, what you think? What do you think, man? Here's Beyond. I'll give you a hot take, right? You guys want a hot take? Here's a hot take. Seattle. How about the Eagles? Decker says the Eagles. They're on. I believe the Eagles are on a bye. They're on a bye as well this week. Decker. Eagles are on a bye. Next week, the Eagles and Patriots do play each other. That will be an excellent game that could have some big time implications if the Pats lose that game. Patriots lose that game. That could be some big time implications. San Fran, Seattle. So Beyond the game is a 49er fan, and he's picking his boys, the Niners, to beat Seattle. I'm sorry, my guy. I am going the opposite direction in that. I think Russell Wilson's going to hand you guys your first loss. That is my take on that. I'm sorry, my guy, but I'm going the opposite direction. That's my upset of the week. That's my hot take of the week right there. I think Seattle's going to beat the Niners in a close one. Yeah, it's going to be a close game, Beyond. That's definitely, it's going to be a close game. It's definitely not going to be easy for Russ and company to do it. That's why I'm saying Seattle by 3 in a close game, and I mean I'm talking last minute, last second field goal to win. That's how I think it goes down. Hey, what's up, Alan? So Alan says John Brown or Sammy Watkins PPR. Let's see, John Brown or Sammy Watkins in a PPR. Is it a half point or what's your setup? Half point, full point? Alan, I would lean towards Sammy Watkins in that one. Even though I know he's hard to trust. Even though he's hard to trust, full PPR. All right. I would still lean towards Watkins. I would still lean towards Sammy Watkins in that one. Yeah. I would lean towards. Hold on, let me see who. Hold on one sec. Alan. Give me one sec, man. Let me just check something real quick for you. Yeah, I would lean towards towards Watkins in that one. I would lean towards Watkins because I do think the Tennessee secondary is questionable at best, and I think if Mike Vrabel knows what's good for him, they're gonna go with a double on Tyreek Hill. They're gonna go with a double on Tyreek Hill, and that'll leave. They're gonna double. Yeah, they'll double up. Yeah, they'll double up. They'll double up Hill. So I think I would go with Watson on that one. No problem, Alan. You are welcome, bud. Houston Rockets game. Rockets. I don't do fantasy basketball, Decker. I don't do fantasy basketball, just fantasy football. Yeah, Watkins has Alan Watkins could have a good game for you. He could have a pretty good game for you. I would lean towards him in that one. Anything else, guys? Anybody got anything else? No problem, Alan. You're welcome, buddy. You are welcome. I personally, I think Watkins is like a sneaky, like, he could be a sneaky good pick this week, for having a breakout game. Because that secondary for Tennessee is rough. So I think Watkins could have a sneaky good game this week. I think you'll be happy with how Watkins comes out of that game. Getting ready for Sunday afternoon football, guys. Got about a half hour left until we kick these games off. Anybody got anything else, guys? Anybody got any other questions for fantasy football that they need help with? I'll tell you one thing, right? It's going to be interesting to see how Jimmy G does without Kittle as that safety blanket. I know Dwelly, Dwelly, his replacement is still pretty good. I mean, he's not George Kittle, but he can't catch the ball, and he will fight for extra yardage. It's just a question of can Jimmy and him stay on the same page, and can they connect. That's kind of my biggest question is the chemistry thing. I don't know how Dwelly has done on the field with him. I haven't really seen much of much of Dwelly, but Kittle is a target monster. So that's definitely going to be an interesting watch there. But yeah, there's a lot, like I was saying earlier, guys. There's a lot of good football on. Boswell, I don't know that. I don't know. I don't know what. I know Robbie's gonna do their rum zone deal. They'll be covering the afternoon games. They usually stop before the Sunday nighter. They usually do stop before the Sunday nighter, so I don't think they'll be covering that game. What up, BKB? What's up, man? What's going on? You like it? You like the background? Yeah, we're rolling. We are rolling with the military appreciation background for today and tomorrow, since it's Veterans Day. Because these two streams, this Sunday night stream tonight and the Monday night game, are going out to the men and women who are currently serving, who have served, and of course, last but not least, the ones who gave their lives so we can live the life that we live here in the USA. So for everybody who, for those who have, come home wrapped in the American flag, this stream's especially these two streams are going to be especially dedicated to them. So these two streams going out to the military. This one tonight, the Sunday nighter, and the Monday nighter. So military past, present, and for those who have come home wrapped in the American flag, these two streams, tonight, tomorrow, this goes out to you. Because without the military protecting us, the men and women who serve, we wouldn't be able to live the life we live, man. So these two streams, the next 2 days, going out to them. They're for them. Military appreciation always. Never forget. Never, ever forget. That's how this channel rolls, though. That's how this channel rolls. But yeah, man, lots of good football on today. There's going to be a lot of good games on today, for sure. But yeah, guys, anybody got any fantasy questions? I have a tattoo, BKB. I don't know if you could see that. Here, guys. Hold on. See if I can get that right. There's a bird tattooed there. Hold on. This way. There we go. There you go. Right there. I have that something similar to that background on my chest. What's going on, Prepper Rob? What's up, man? Or Bob, how you doing, man? BKB, this is gonna be. I gotta take the strategic. I gotta take the strategic loss this week, man. I have to, because I really don't want to change my team up too much. So unfortunately, I gotta take that kind of strategic L this week to keep my team intact. So there's nothing really I can do, man. Nothing. We're just talking some football, Prepper Bob. That's all we're pretty much doing, man. Talking some fantasy football, talking some NFL football. Yeah, like I said, man. Like I said, it's Prepper. It's military appreciation these next 2 days. So tonight, the Sunday night, I'll be doing the Sunday night game, and that's going to be going out to the men and women in the military that have served, that are currently serving, and last but not least, Prepper, the ones that have come home wrapped in the American flag to protect what we do, to protect the lives, us, so we can live the way we live. Yeah, normally Prepper, I'd be calling play-by-play for some of these games, but we're celebrating my father's birthday party today, so I will not be calling play-by-play until tonight. I will do the Sunday night game, but you guys probably aren't going to see me live until later on. But usually I would definitely be live. So, but tonight, Sunday night game and Monday night game, I will definitely be live for. Definitely be live calling play-by-play. So that's a fact. But yeah, man, we're BKB. You know how it goes, man. You know how it goes. Without the military, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. Without all 5 branches of the military, we wouldn't be able to live the life we live. So without them, without them, this country would be nothing. They protect our rights and freedoms to live how we live, and they get a salute. BKB, I'm actually gonna say, I said it earlier, but I'll say it to you too. I think the Seahawks are gonna beat the 49ers in a close game. I think Russell Wilson is gonna hand. I think Russ is gonna hand Jimmy G his first loss. I really do. I think the Seahawks are gonna beat the Niners. I said it earlier in the week as well when I made my picks. I think the Niners. The Niners are going to go down to I think the Niners are going to go down to the Seahawks. I think the Hawks will beat them in a close one. I'm talking probably a last second or last minute field goal, and I do think they get the win. Zach Rafferty says the Steelers should draft a better secondary. Zach, I agree with you, man. There are times where the communication between your defensive backs, you can clearly tell that they've blown a lot of coverages this year. One of the games that stood out to me that the Steelers really had trouble in the secondary was when you guys played the Chargers. When you guys played the Chargers, I don't think I've ever seen more blown coverages. I don't think I've ever seen more blown coverages in that game in a single game than that game. The Steelers secondary struggled in that game, and that's only one. There's been a couple of games where you could tell the communication between defensive backs was just wasn't there. But I would agree with you, man. Your linebacking core is fast and athletic. Your defensive front is good. Is definitely above average. It's just the secondary that gets you guys. I would agree with you, man. I would definitely agree with you. The secondary is what hurts you guys the most. By the way, TJ Watt is one of my favorite defensive players in the league right now. That kid is a ridiculous athlete. TJ Watt is definitely one of my favorite defensive players in the league. I did actually see that game, Zach. I did actually see that game. That was that once again. That was Penn State's. That they showed that you could that you could expose that defense. Tomlin is part of the Steelers' issue. Tomlin is a, in my opinion, Tomlin is a huge part of the Steelers' problems. They if they had better coaching, it would. I have a feeling that a lot of their problems would be. They might not go away completely, but they would be a lot less. Like Tomlin as a coach, to me, I just. I mean, it's one thing to be a player's coach, but that guy lets the players make all the decisions, and he lets the players run the team. And at some point, you have to draw the line between being a um, at some point you have to draw the line between being a coach, like a coach and a leader. Like you and you can't always be, sometimes you can't always be the nice guy. You have to be sometimes you got to be the bad guy, be the asshole in the room, and make a decision for the team that might not sit well with some of the players, but it's the best decision for the team. And Tomlin does not do that well. No, BKB, I'm talking head coach. The head coach is the problem. Tomlin's the problem. So Nick Bashan says Galladay or Latavius Murray with Stafford out. Um, hmm. Who's the Lions? That's true, Bosco. He is better than Garrett. So if memory serves me correct, guys, I was just gonna say, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's Driscoll, right? Jeff Driscoll. All right, cool. I just saw that in the chat. Cool. Okay, yeah, it's Jeff Driscoll. All right, Driscoll. Yeah. I don't know. I might. I don't know. To be honest with you guys, I don't know too much about Driscoll. So I don't. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know how to how to trust. I can't really give you a good opinion because I don't know much about Driscoll. Um, I know with Kamara being in, with Kamara being in the game, Latavius Murray could see a significant downfall in his targets, or in his touches and targets. That he's going to get. That's a fact. I do know that. But I don't know much about Driscoll, so it's tough for me to say, how Galladay is going to do. Um, I don't know. I do, but like I said, I do know that the workload for Murray is going to go way down. Getting closer, man. About 8 minutes away from kickoff for some of these games. But I gotta unfortunately, guys, I gotta get going. I gotta get running, get in the shower and get going for the day. That's a tough question, Zach. That's a tough question. I'll answer this one last question, and then I gotta get going. Lamar Jackson or Michael Vick? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go. I don't know, man. That's 50-50. It's a tough question. I'll have to think about that. I would like to see. Here's what I will say about that question. I want to see Lamar Jackson on a bigger sample size from him. Ask me that question. Ask me that same question at the end of next year. Because then I believe that would be 3 years that Lamar's been in the league. So ask me that question. Ask me that question at the end of next year. I would like to see a bigger sample size from. Lamar before I make that decision. No problem, Prepper. Come back anytime, man. You are more than welcome, buddy. You are more than welcome. You are more than welcome. But once again, guys, tonight's stream and Monday night stream, all about the military, all for the military, dedicated to our servicemen and women, those who have served, those who are currently overseas, and last but definitely not least, those who have come home wrapped in the American flag. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you guys. Really do. It's been my YouTube journey so far. The channel is only about 8 months old. I've had a ton of fun meeting new people, and you too, Zach. You have a good day. But once again, guys, it's been a ton of fun meeting new people and just hanging out with y'all. And I will definitely see you guys tonight. So y'all have a good rest of your Sunday. I will see you tonight. Thank you to all our military, past, present, all 5 of the service branches. So thank you guys for letting us live the life we live. And I will catch you guys tonight. Y'all have a good one. Butcher's Block and Patriots Talk, and I'm out of here, guys. Peace.